Call Center PBX is a complete turnkey, ready-to-use solution that offers features needed for an organization to effectively start and manage inbound or outbound call campaigns. PBXware is easy to use, intuitive, and flexible. Included web interfaces designed in such a way to allow anyone with basic understanding of VoIP to immediately start performing basic administrative tasks, even without prior knowledge of the product. A well-functioning call center is critical to business performance. Let us take a look at the core of our PBX system: extensions. Extensions are the central point of the PBXware infrastructure. They define how your devices will behave when interacting with PBXware. Each extension can be allowed to have multiple devices registered to it, including various desk phones, but also your HighComm desktop and mobile apps. PBX supports a wide range of devices for auto-provisioning, which allows you simple and effortless remote programming of your devices. There is an abundance of configuration parameters that let you fine-tune the way a certain device will function. For the purpose of this demo, we will focus our attention on enhanced services, which provide you with custom features, such as outbound caller ID. This enhanced service allows you to define a different outbound caller ID system-wide calls, emergency numbers, and also a separate caller ID for each trunk that the extension is allowed to use. You can also configure custom caller IDs per extension to override the default ones, which can be easily selected from a drop-down menu in your HighComm application. Personal operation times. Besides wide-range operation times, which can be found on the queues, IVRs, DIDs, etc., you can also configure extension-specific operation times. These can be used to easily define time periods and days when you wish for the call to be redirected to a different destination, for example, a cell phone number or a secretary. Follow Me, Group Hunt, Call Forwarding. These are the most commonly used features for call redirection. While similar, each behaves in a slightly different manner, allowing customization of your call redirection. Call forwarding will allow you to redirect an incoming call to a certain destination depending if you are busy, not answering, device not registered, or simply want to redirect all inbound traffic to that destination. Follow Me will allow you to configure a set of destinations which will ring consecutively. Group Hunt will allow you to configure a set of destinations will all ring at the same time, unless you define a delay. Instant Recording. Instant recording will allow you to start or stop recording a specific call while the call is already active. You can also pause the recording to ensure sensitive data, like credit card numbers, do not end up being recorded. These recordings can also be automatically emailed to your email address. Directory BLF. PBXware allows you to configure and automatically provision your phone's BLF buttons, meaning you will be allowed to monitor the call state of other extensions, but also parking lots as well. There are many more services and features that PBXware has to offer, which you will get to know once you start your PBXware journey. To make extension management and deployment easier, we implemented a powerful auto-provisioning system. With the PBXware auto-provisioning system, configuring phones has never been easier. PBXware allows you to automatically configure the phones with registration information, BLFs, SIP parameters, and much more with just a few easy steps. By creating and customizing an extension, PBXware will generate a custom provisioning file intended for that specific device. All you need to do then is to point the device towards the PBXware provisioning server, and your phone will be ready to use with all the custom settings defined in the PBXware interface. By using option 66, or Link's RPS system, you can deploy devices in bulk without having to do any configuration on them. Now let's talk about some of our call center features. First and foremost, agents and agent groups in PBXware. Queue agents are virtual system extensions. Agents are added into the queue member list and answer the queue calls. The advantage of this system is that any system extension can log into the queue as an agent. This is what we should know about agents. An agent can be a member of a single or multiple queues. Agents can be assigned to agent groups, which are later added to the queues. This allows you to add multiple agents to a queue with one click instead of adding them one by one. Wrap-up time is a time interval between the calls. It allows the agent a certain period of time between calls to process any information gathered during their call before another one rings their phone. For example, in a sales queue, The agent can use their wrap-up time to complete the purchase, or send out an invoice for the customer he or she talked to before being offered the next call. You can enable auto log-off that removes an agent from a queue in case they do not answer a queue call in a predetermined time. PBXware Call Center Edition supports two types of agents: callback and dynamic agents. The main difference between the two is how the queue calls are offered to them. For callback agents, they will log into their agent and their phone will ring every time the queue offers them a call. For dynamic agents, they are constantly on a call listening to music on hold. Once the queue offers them a call, it will be automatically answered, and they will switch from hearing the music on hold to being in a call with the caller. Pause reasons. PBXware Call Center also provides an option for an agent to pause himself in case he doesn't want to receive calls during a certain period of time. An agent will stop receiving queue calls until they unpause, but will still be reported as logged into the queues. In addition, the agent can provide a pause reason to indicate the reason they are currently paused. This reason code is logged with his pause event, so you will be able to see stats for agents and their pauses through the panel. Additionally, you are allowed to determine whether the pauses are billable and payable. These pause reasons are fully customizable. Queues. PBXware Queue System allows you to receive more calls in your PBXware than your staff members are able to answer at the same time. They will enable you to deal with your calls more effectively, and your customers will be held in a queue. Listening to music on hold and receiving information messages about approximate wait time and/or their position in the queue, depending on the settings you choose to apply to your PBXware queue environment. Queues are fully customizable and allow a variety of options and parameters that allow you to fine-tune the queue behavior. Some of the main characteristics of a queue are incoming calls being placed in the queue, members that answer the queue, extensions, or users that log in as agents, a strategy for how to handle the queue and divide calls between members, music played while waiting in the queue, announcements for members and callers. You are also allowed to set various call redirections, depending on the scenario you would like to use. Here are a few examples for redirection. Maximum number of callers entered the queue is reached. The time period for waiting is exceeded. No active agents available. Music on hold. While the callers are waiting in the queue, they will be listening to music on hold, which you can personalize or even randomize depending on your needs. PBXware also supports music on hold streaming from external sources. For uploading MOH sound files, you could use our, free of charge, Sound Converter Wizard, which converts sound files, sets the correct name of the file, and uploads a file to PBXware in various codecs to the appropriate directory. Custom ringtone. PBXware also allows you to set custom ringtone parameters, allowing your device to ring differently depending on the path the call has taken. For example, your agents will be able to differentiate if a call is coming from a sales or support queue, or even if it's an internal call from another agent. Caller ID prepend. With PBXware Call Center, you will also be able to modify both incoming and outgoing caller IDs. For example, you can prepend any incoming caller ID with some information that would allow your agents to differentiate calls from different queues or IVRs. You can even configure a prefix for a certain DID, allowing you to create VIP and regular entrances to your queues, and the agent would be informed that a certain call name in through the VIP entrance. Queue strategies. Our call center supports various call distribution strategies to allow you to fully customize your call center operations depending on your customer needs. There are quite a few strategies available. Most commonly used ones are Ring All strategy, which rings all available members at the same time until one of them answers. Linear strategy rings members one by one until someone answers. The members will be rung in the order in which they were logged into the queue. Random rings a random number. This actually can work very well and end up being very fair in terms of evenly distributing calls among agents. Random rings a random member, but uses the member's penalty as a weight when calculating their metric. So a member with a penalty of 0 will have a metric somewhere between 0 and 1,000, and a member with a penalty of 1 will have a metric between 0 and 2,000, and a member with a penalty of 2 will have a metric between 0 and 3,000. Penalties. A penalty can be set per member, so the system can decide which priority to use when sending calls to members. Members with the highest priority will always ring first. Priorities. You can also set priorities for all inbound calls, which are redirected to queues. With this options, calls coming to certain DID will have priority over the call coming from other DIDs. This feature allows you to distribute calls between agents in a specific manner. Multi-language support. Queues can be set in the way they use different language sound files, which need to be uploaded to PBXware. When set, callers waiting in the queue will be listening to sound files in a different language. Callback queue. Callback saves customers from long, frustrating waits and brings convenient phone support directly to them. With the queue callback feature, callers entering a phone queue have the option to request a callback and then just hang up. No more long hold times, no more fighting other callers to get through. Customers simply put in a call and then continue going about their work while waiting for the callback. It's a perfect solution for everyone. This feature is extremely customizable, able to be catered to meet your needs. Things such as the maximum wait time, number of callback retries, and the amount of time to wait in between retries can be customized. The menu has several options for clients to submit their information for a callback. Callback option can be activated for multiple scenarios, such as abandoned calls. The time period for waiting is exceeded. No active agents available. On demand, where the caller can press a number to activate the callback manually. Let's talk about statistics. PBXware call statistics present quantitative information about your company's calls that provide customer insight. Queue statistics display a wide and detailed array of queue details. You are able to see various statistic reports for all or certain queues, for all or certain agents within a certain time frame. There are more than 30 types of reports that will let you monitor call volumes, see agents' response times and pauses, see distributions for calls, identify staff in need of additional training, measure campaign success, optimize lead management. Total View can help you to reduce your call waiting times, which could lead to 100% of answered calls and increased productivity, which is one of the most important goals in your business. Analyzing call statistics gives you tangible data that you can use to benefit your company or call center. PBXware call center software gathers call statistics and contributes to a successful call center, satisfied customers, and maximum sales. Scheduled reports. Scheduled reporting is a systematic way of reporting data. It involves a specific time frame, such as daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annually. Most employees in the workplace are tasked to prepare and submit reports. The frequency of preparation and submission depends on the company's protocol or internal operating procedures. Regardless of timing or frequency, the content of the report usually remains the same to all organizations, unless there are modifications in the workflow. PBXware Call Center allows you to automatically run and email report results on a scheduled interval basis. The time period for which you want to get reports for can go up to a year. This section allows you to select different predefined types of reports, which can include inbound, outbound, or all calls. For example, you could receive reports for queue answered calls, queue callback calls, agent pauses, agent missed calls, call distribution for different time periods. Reports can also be configured to provide information for one or multiple queues, for certain queue members or callers, etc. CRM integration. PBXware Call Center supports integration with major CRM software vendors. Currently on the supported list are Sugar CRM, Salesforce, Zoho, Zendesk, Bullhorn, Microsoft Dynamics, vTiger, and more added in the future. The major benefit of using a CRM is the time saved. The organization, efficiency, automation, all of those values ultimately come back to saving time. So the key to selling it is demonstrating how this will save time for your prospect. 1. Call and email logs. Integrated CRM software tracks all calls and emails to contacts. Forget flipping through your calendar or racking your brain to remember your last call with a specific lead or customer. An integrated CRM will give you that information and more in seconds. 2. Click to call. Now more of an expectation than a perk, click to call with CRM integration makes it easy to call leads or customers as you are reviewing their account. Cut the time it takes to get through a list of sales calls by doing everything from one screen. 3. Call pop-ups. If click to call simplifies your outbound calling process, call pop-ups greatly enhance inbound calling. CRM integration puts the caller's name and detailed information on your screen before you even lift the phone receiver. No more pressure to remember details or asking the caller to wait while you change gears and catch up. 4. Marketing campaigns. Your CRM is no longer just for the sales department. Marketing teams will find an integrated CRM invaluable for creating, sending, and tracking marketing campaigns. Responsive marketing that targets audiences based on past behavior and interests shown is more effective than passive mass marketing. 5. Marketing automation. All the buzz in 2017, marketing automation is quickly becoming standard practice. An integrated CRM makes it possible to automate marketing campaigns on multiple levels without foregoing a dynamic, responsive approach. In fact, the data collected by your CRM will make marketing efforts even more responsive to lead behavior. 6. Data organization. Arguably its primary function, it goes without saying that your CRM organizes contact data. But an integrated CRM will go even further in placing pertinent information exactly where your company needs it. 7. Lead tracking. An integrated CRM goes beyond contact information and call logs. You can now track website visits, social media behaviors, downloads, and much more. Both the sales and marketing teams can get better results when they have more information at their fingertips. IVR. To help with your call distribution and planning queues are often used in combination with IVRs. IVRs, or interactive voice response systems, are automated answering machines which guide callers to their destination by providing a number of choices and waiting for the caller to make a selection through DTMF tones via their device keypad. Call Center PBXware offers 3 types of IVRs: standard, multi-digit, and PIN-based IVR. Once the call enters an IVR, a greeting with instructions will be played to the caller. You can record or upload your custom pre-recorded greetings, which would inform the customers how to navigate through the IVR. Depending on what digit was pressed, call will be redirected to a certain destination. As a destination becomes system-wide destinations, you are able to set directory, fax to email, or some external number. You can also define a different language for each destination, allowing you to change the language prompts for the remainder of the call flow. Chain linking multiple IVRs is commonly used, which in turn creates a fully branched tree of IVRs leading your caller from option to reach their ideal destination. You can also use your IVR options to set a certain level of queue priority, just like on your inbound DIDs. Additionally, option for local dialing is the most commonly used option, which allows callers to dial the extension number directly if they know it. You can even use the PIN-based IVRs to create custom dialing options for certain customers that have an expiry date, which when expired would no longer be an option in the IVR. IVR statistics will help you to get important stats for a total number of calls, number of the calls from a certain caller, number of abandoned calls, etc. To make the best use of our call center solution, we've developed our desktop application GlowComm, which also comes in Agent and Supervisor editions. GlowComm Supervisor and Agent editions were developed for use with call centers. While Agent Edition was designed to increase agents' productivity and efficiency, Supervisor Edition was developed to better monitor and manage agent activities. If you have used GlowComm before, you will notice that the Supervisor Edition login screen looks same as Business and Office Edition screen, while Agent login screen has extra fields where you can enter agent number, PIN, and select between callback or dynamic agent. Once logged in, above the toolbar, you can see the agent bar. By clicking on the agent bar, you have the option to log in as callback and dynamic agent, as well as the option to log off. When an agent wants to take a break, he or she would press the pause button, and based on settings in PBXware, it will give you the option to choose pause options. In our case, we can choose between bathroom and lunch break. Another unique feature in Agent Edition of GlowComm is the Agent Panel. The Agent Panel displays information about queues and agents that are relevant to the call center agent. You can sort the queues by different categories. For example, you can sort queues by name, a number of available agents, by the number of agents on call or on break, or by the number of busy agents. You can search for a queue by clicking on a queue search icon and typing the name or number of the queue. Same applies to the agent search. Simply click on the agent search icon and start typing agent name or number. You can filter which agents or queues are to be displayed in the agent panel by clicking on the settings icon and under Queue tab, which queues you want to be displayed. And under Agents tab, you can set which agents are to be displayed in Agent panel. Under Alerts tab, you can adjust when to receive an alert. For example, you can set to receive an alert when a customer has been waiting longer than 15 minutes in a queue. Next, we will take a look at the Supervisor Edition of Glowcom. The unique feature of Supervisor Edition is Supervisor Panel. Inside the Supervisor panel, you get access to all relevant call center information organized using the tabs. Inside the Queues tab, you can see which queue has most or least unanswered calls, or which queue has a low service level. You are getting all information that you need so that you can better allocate agents and maximize the productivity of a call center. To display all this information in a visually easier way to read it, you would use Wallboard. Wallboard displays all queue information in real time, and you can adjust every field to change its color when it reaches the set threshold. Simply click on Preferences and under Threshold tab, set each threshold field to desired value. For example, if we set Calls Unanswered value to 5 and color to red, Wallboard will display Calls Unanswered in red as soon as there have been 5 or more unanswered calls. Under Agents tab, you can access a list of all logged-in agents and agent-relevant information, such as which agent is on the call and which one is on the break. To interact with an agent, simply click on Agent Name and choose one of the available options. Listen. In order to hear the current conversation, choose Log Out in order to log out the agent. This will not cancel the call in case the agent is currently talking with someone. Transfer. To transfer the call to someone else, click the Chat button to open the chat module with the agent, or click the Pause to pause an agent. The next tab, Graphs, displays call center data in a visual form so that a supervisor can easily recognize patterns or trends. Agent Inbound Stats tab displays the agent's statistics, such as the number of calls answered, total and average talk time, and all of the relevant information needed by supervisors in order to make decisions about agents' performance and efficiency. Queue Calls tab displays all active calls from every queue in a call center. As a supervisor, you can choose to transfer or take any of the calls, as well as to listen to the call in progress. Inbound and Outbound tabs display all external incoming and outgoing calls from a call center. Supervisors can transfer inbound calls, and in addition to transfer, supervisors can also take, listen, or hang up outbound calls. The last tab in the Supervisor panel displays call center alerts, for example, when service level drops below the certain threshold. OSC PBXware allows an online self-care administration interface used by the extension owner. The OSC contains a personal dashboard, extension details, directory, voicemail, services, CDRs, and destinations menu. The PBXware administrator can also adjust which of these options an extension has available in its OSC menu. The extension owner can log into their interface and track daily talk activity through the dashboard, change their login password and voicemail PIN, list, listen, download, and delete their voicemails, enable, disable, and configure various enhanced services, track personal call records, listen to call recordings, upload their own voicemail greeting, and more. We've covered only a fraction of features through which PBXware Call Center helps you run your business. From easy management through great oversight, PBXware has all the features you need to keep your call center functioning at its peak performance. Thank you for your attention.